Welcome to the Marvelous Moms Club podcast, where you'll be not only allowed, but encouraged to dream big dreams and imagine the very best future for yourself and your family. Throw away expectations and perfection and embrace the messy beauty of what it means to be a marvelous mom. I'm your host, Kirsten Tyrell, and I can't wait to help you discover what makes you marvelous. Hey everybody, welcome to today's 5-Minute Friday. I'm recording this literally minutes before we have to leave for the airport because we are going on a trip that we've had planned for 6 months. Oh my gosh, talk about a waiting game for something as fun as we are about to do. This is a trip that I have dreamed about, fantasized about for much longer than 6 months. And it's probably been at least 12 to 13 years since I've wanted to do this trip, which is a really long time to wait for something, right? Like there's been a lot of great vacations in between, but this is the one. This is the one my parents have been saying they want to go on. This is the one that I have been. I remember working at a bank and looking up vacations because my job was super demanding, obviously. And I remember looking up a Greek Isles cruise for like $400 or $500, something crazy cheap for like 12 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, can you even imagine? That's so crazy. It's so cheap. How cool. And I think that's way back when the travel bug started to be born for me, when I was just like, I have to go places. Like I have to see these places for myself. And I had nobody who could go with me. Nobody was making enough money at the time. I really probably wasn't even making enough money at the time, but I was working 3 jobs and I knew I could make this work, but I had no travel buddy. And I just remember being like, man, I can't wait till I'm older and I have friends who can afford to go on vacations with me. Well, years later, I have friends I can go on vacations with, but this is like my whole family, my best friends ever, my kids, my parents, my husband. We're all going on a European vacation. And I'm not telling you this to be like, ha, 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 we're going on a trip. I hope you know me well enough to know that I would not come on here to just record an episode to say that. I have a purpose, okay? And it's definitely on my mind, so I feel like it'd be crazy not to talk about it. But the whole point of me telling you this story is sometimes we have a vision, a dream, just like a hope for the future. And we want it to be now, right? Like we wish it could be this week, this month, this year, that this thing happens for us, that it comes true. But so many of our things, our dreams, are not recognized for years and years and years, especially the big ones, right? Like a European vacation, a Mediterranean cruise is a huge dream, a huge goal, especially taking a family of 5. I mean, 7 if you count my parents. That many people to go on a trip for that long. We're going to be gone for almost 3 weeks is kind of a big deal. It's not something you just jump into. It's not something you just afford overnight when you're working at a bank, right? Well, unless it depends on your bank job, not the bank job that I had at the time. It takes time, it takes preparation, and it sometimes takes you holding on to the vision far longer than you think you should have to, right? Like how many times do we all know that we're in this era of instant gratification, but I really like to think about like the days are going to pass no matter what. The years are going to go by no matter what. Why give up on something just because it might be a long time away? Just because it's pretty far out there in the future? Why not give it an opportunity to grow and give it an opportunity to shine and work your way into a time when you're going to be able to make that a reality? And I'm sorry if there's I feel like there's a lot of noise out in the background. We're getting ready seriously to leave. But there's so much significance in hanging on to that. And I look at we're going to these places that have a lot of historical significance because, the Sistine Chapel. I'm not going to pretend I know. I'm actually going to, on this trip, read or listen to on Audible. Let's see, what's it called? My friend Jen recommended it to me from a couple episodes ago, and I have to look it up. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to read it, and it's a 33-hour Audible book. But if I do it on double speed and I listen to an hour a day, I should be done with it by the time we get to the Sistine Chapel. And it's called The Agony and the Ecstasy, and I'll figure out who the author is here in just a second. But it's a 33-hour and 54-minute audiobook, which is crazy, right? Like that's a huge book. And I'm going off on a tangent, but it's because it's all about Michelangelo and his struggle to create the Sistine Chapel. And I just think like how many years, I'm seriously, you guys, this is going to be like real life right now. How long did the Sistine Chapel take? I love Google, by the way. Okay, it took 4 years to paint the Sistine Chapel. 4 years. How many of us stick to a project for 1 year, right? Like we try and do all these things in these short amount of time and we just think, oh, well, it didn't work. So I've been building an online business for just about 4 years. It's taken me that long to get to a place where like I'm competent and I know what I'm doing and I can dream for bigger things and I can visualize like a better and bigger business for myself. And
4 years though. Like no, none of us want to start. College takes 4 years, right? Like your bachelor's degree. And it's so discouraging when you start year one and you're like, I'm going to be doing this for 4 years, 48 months, however many days. I mean, my point is some of the biggest, best dreams are worth hanging on to for even longer. I'm going to be honest. I thought the Sistine Chapel was going to say like it took like 30 years for him to paint or something like that. But it's still a really long time to be doing the same project, the same work of art. And if we put that much dedication and passion into one project, because even if you look at me over the last 4 years, I've jumped from project to project. Marvelous Moms Club is probably the only thing that I've stuck to the whole time. And when did we launch this? 2016, January. So we're coming up on, it'll be 4 years soon. But even that, like I didn't consistently post episodes every single week. I started at 5 a week and things changed and my passion changed and my investment in the project changed, right? And now we're phasing it out to start something new. And I think my husband has said like what he's learned in business and what he kind of does with his coaching and he does business strategy for people. And he says it takes you got to give your business at least 3 years before you make a shift. And we're in this time where everybody's just like jump, 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 jump. You know, it feels like these seasons should be really short, but they really should be longer. We should be giving ourselves time to create the excellence that our businesses, that our goals, that our dreams deserve. And I'm sorry, I'm going into like a business tangent, but that's just the analogy that I came up with for me. Raising kids takes decades, right? Like it takes a long time to raise a good human being and a decent member of society. So why are we trying to take our other dreams and goals and cut them short and try and like sell ourselves short on our ability to create them? So that came full circle, right? Like I've visualized a vacation for all these years and it's finally coming to pass, but I never let go of it. It was always something I wanted to do. And now I have another dream. Like I have bigger things that I want to look forward to. Maybe it won't take me 12 or 13 years next time, but there are things that are going to take that long. But I just figure if every day I'm maintaining the passion and investment in myself and my ability to create that, no way will that not happen within 10 years, right? Like we give ourselves such short little windows of time and we're like, well, it didn't work in 6 months. I'm out. And actually, this kind of brings me to, I just launched, not yesterday, a few days ago. By the time you're listening to this, it's been a few days. I launched Side Hustler Society. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's an online membership. It's $20 a month. And what I love about this and the way that I created it is you're coming in there and you're learning one business principle a month. Whether it's business, personal development, there's one focus and you get to focus in on this one thing. And what I love is like, give yourself a year, at least a year in that program, and you will have 12 different skills. You'll know how to do at least 12 different things, probably more because things always lead to more things in your business, in your side hustle. So it's called Side Hustler Society because it is built to help you to build a side hustle, keeping it on the side because we're all busy moms, right? Like we have a life, we have a family, and that comes first. And your side hustle should be something you're capable of doing, but I'm going to help you keep it on the side so it doesn't take over your life. Because that's what most people come to me with is like, it just takes so much more time than I thought and so much more energy and so much more money to actually make money in this business. And I've figured that out over time. I've mastered the ways to like create strategy and maximize on your time and build things that actually matter and build it in the right way. So you guys can go check that out. Sign up in September. You get a free productivity, not a free practice. It's like a digital downloadable calendar that will help you get through the next 3 months of your business. And then you can rinse and repeat it so it can work all the time. And that's a bonus only in September. So September 2019, if you're listening to this in the future, but you probably can still join. And there's probably something exciting going on whenever you're listening to this. But for the live listeners, go check it out. It's something I've built with a lot of passion. Okay, that takes me also into, well, it doesn't take me into the point, but the vacation takes me to this point. There will not be a 5-Minute Friday for the rest of September, but you guys can go check out. I have a few new episodes airing on Mondays on the Kirsten Tyrell podcast, and it's all business related. So if you are into the business stuff, it's just me chatting for like less than 10 minutes about something that I'm feeling passionate about in business, something that I want to teach you or help you with. So go check that out every Monday. There's a new episode on the Kirsten Tyrell podcast, but there will be new episodes every week here, just not a 5-Minute Friday. So if you want to hang out with me, that's where you can find me. And if you want to follow along on our European trip, you can follow me on Instagram, Kirsten Tyrell. And I can't wait to share and just have so much fun. I'm not going to worry about sharing, but I will if I can, right? Like I'm going to be in the moment because I've waited like over a decade for this. All right. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. You're wonderful. You're marvelous. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Have a marvelous day. Hey there, Mama. Marvelous Moms Club may be coming to an end, but don't forget to go and find the Full-Time Family Podcast starting October 2019. It's going to be full of amazing episodes from people who are bringing the focus back to family. So if you've loved Marvelous Moms Club, you're going to love Full-Time Family even more. If it's October, make sure you are searching in iTunes for Full-Time Family Podcast. We can't wait to share our family with yours.